And this guy was like, Dave, like, come on, what are you doing? And I was like, no, the ground's going to swallow me up. And he was like, don't give this guy fucking drugs again. He's obviously wired to the moon anyway.
Oh man, we're going to get slated for this one.
We're going to hell.
Right, welcome to another episode of Would You Rather? It is what it is. Joined today by H and Dave. Let's get on with it. You want to get a drink down here?
Oh, he's thirsty, is he?
Yeah, thirsty.
Let's do this.
H always remembers the little shots.
Oh.
Right, let's have a look. I probably would have picked another one.
Yeah.
Change the fate of time.
What have we got?
Oh!
Oh no.
This isn't Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Yeah, it is. Imagine that.
Oh my
It
God,
must be a no. Would you rather fuck your nan? Wait, hang on, no, imagine no. Right, the question is, would H, Dave and Sean rather fuck their nan, put their cock in a vicar, or punch a kid? Or D, drive a racing car? They don't go for racing car.
Phone a friend.
No, they would fuck their nan.
50-50.
£100 question. Right. Would you rather be the +1 in a couple's threesome, or have a threesome with your partner and bring in a third?
Ooh.
I have loads of threesomes though. I do.
Do you?
Yeah, not with blokes.
With women?
Yeah, and foursomes
Do you?
with women.
You lucky bastard.
I'm fucking 50. I'm 52. Don't know how long you're gonna live, do you?
No.
See, I literally left my morals like
When you're 12.
A long time
12.
ago.
Yeah. When the vicar raped me. No. No. I would. No, I think I got to about my turning point in life. Probably was. I know, like people say about the midlife crisis at 40. I think it might have just before I was 40. I remember going to a festival. This is sort of like changed my life. I've done like dabbled in a few drugs and all that in the Navy and stuff, but I never
In the Navy.
Yeah. You could suck a 7-seater. so yeah, it was I got to like had a bit of an epiphany in my life. Like you said, like you found God in Jerusalem, all spiritual. I was at the V-Fest festival. I was with my nephew, and only a nephew through like marriage, sort of like. And he'd starred in the Repo Man show with us, and everyone was doing drugs. And I was dead against it. Don't do drugs. Okay, I dabbled a little bit in it, maybe smoked a few joints. But I was just dead against it. I had all these morals, I had all these like ethical morals and everything. And he was all doing drugs. And I couldn't understand why like they were having such a brilliant time. They were all doing Mandy, ecstasy. And I was just like, you guys are just having the best time in the world. I'm standing there, remember what I used to be like. Someone knocked me over. How is this enjoyable? I'm like, fucking hell, man. Fucking dance there! What are you fucking dancing here for? And I was like, this festival shite. It's the first one I've ever been to. And I was like, I'm getting really pissed off. So then there was like, what are you taking in? I was like, no, I won't take. So I think I took like a quarter. And it mellowed me out a little bit. But I was just like, okay, no, because I didn't do drugs. I didn't do drugs, dead against it. And then like the following year, I thought, oh fuck it, I'm gonna do drugs. I'm just gonna do these. Fuck it. What moral high ground have I got? What moral high ground have I got to do drugs? What's is it just my beliefs? Only thinking about the Red Indians take drugs in a tent and go and see animals, and I'm thinking what's stopping me from doing drugs? I didn't do coke, don't do heroin, I get all that. I was just like a bit ecstasy. took a fucking 8. Oh my God. Just a different world. You ever took ecstasy or not?
Do you know what? I've never done, or I've never done. I've done drugs once.
Yeah.
And like, you know, never smoked, never
Yeah.
you know, drank excessively or anything like that. But the one time, and it was a bit like you. It was like.
Was it ecstasy?
No, it was LSD.
Yeah.
It was you know, like.
Yeah.
And basically, I was on this job and we were doing security on this ship, and Head Candy were playing, and so we did this work, and it was an all-night vessel. It was like a party vessel, and it went all the way across to Amsterdam, and it was just off the hook. This thing, it was like people shagging in cabins and all this kind of. It was just carnage. Like you couldn't secure the whole thing. It was just like the job was a nightmare. It's stressful as well. Anyway, we got the other end, and the boss was like, right, that's the ship doesn't turn around until. Like 2 days. So you've got 2 days in Amsterdam, you've got a hotel booked, just go have fun. You're not on the clock, just go and do what you want to do. And it was the first time I'd ever been in Amsterdam. So obviously you go out and like the red light district, you know, you've got women dancing and all that's crazy and all that kind of stuff. And I was with a few guys, and they were in and out of these shops at these bars, and they were smoking and doing the you know, the magic mushrooms and the muffins and all that. I didn't touch any of that, and I was like, no, I don't do all that. I was just had a bit of a beer and stuff like that. And then eventually, like, oh, you don't know what you're missing. Have one of these, and they gave me like this little, you know, strip of like. I mean, at the time, I was like, that don't look like drugs. That just looks like a sticker. Yeah. So I banged it on, and anyway, because I'd obviously got such a big tolerance for drugs because I'd never done anything. Yeah. I just went. It was like being in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I just remember being in the red light district, and the women were like 3D but like huge, like looking down on you. And there was like those big spirally candy things, and like the path was parting and cracking. And
did you enjoy it, or was you freaked out?
No, I was freaked out, and I was holding on to this plant in this in this street, and this guy was like, Dave, like, come on, what are you doing? And I was like, no, the ground's going to swallow me up. And he was like, don't give this guy fucking drugs again. He's obviously wired to the moon anyway. And look at this fucking state of it. I was in shit state. Never done it again since, ever. And I was like, that is me done.
Yeah, but like I said, the first time, like, when I went back to festival next year, popped this pill. And I was just like, fuck, man, what have I been missing? People were knocking into it. I didn't give a fuck. I was hugging them. Yay! The music sounded like fucking 10 times better than what it was. I couldn't care that it was raining. No. Didn't care there was mud on the floor. And man, and then ever since, every time I do drugs at festivals, don't do coke. Don't do any other drug. Definitely going to try that DMT. Fucking, but I wouldn't do, it was just ecstasy. Yeah. Bit of Molly, bit of Mandy. I will do drugs. Okay, I've done it to excess sometimes, ecstasy. But if you go to a festival and pop a pill, you just a whole different experience. And you like, when you first get there, you can just see people like just having a shit time. Because at festivals, I never stop. I'll go and get a penthouse somewhere. I'll book it in advance, so I'll go and get a penthouse like next to the festival. So I'll go to a festival, get off my tits, go back to a penthouse and just chill.
Yeah.
Nice big TV, black and white film on, fucking talking shit, you know, whoever I'm with a load of women or so, I'll just be sat there talking shit, gonna have a nice bath, don't sleep, then go back to a festival, and it's round 2. But then you look at the people on drugs, and they're like having the worst time of their life.
Yeah.
They're there, you can see them moaning.
In their wellies.
Yeah, moaning, they're piss wet through. Pop a pill, man.
Yeah.
I remember this one time I was that much off my fucking tits. I was walking across this festival, it was the Isle of Wight, and I'm walking up to this bar. And as I'm walking up to this bar, I must have been in a right state. And I'm looking at the barman like this, and chewing my jaw off as you do. And I remember as I just sort of got there, this barman went to these 2 women. Excuse me, push these 2 birds out of the way. Put a pint of water on the thing. He went, go on, mate, here you go. And I goes, how much? He went, no, go on, I'll get that down, yeah. And I thought, how fucked was I?
Yeah, you must
out of all the festival,
yeah,
that he saw me coming, like, I thought, fucking hell. But that's what I mean. So, like, ever since, I thought, where's my moral how's that gonna better me in my life if I go to my deathbed thinking I've never experienced, like, like a bit of out of body experience, or the proper, because it just releases all your endorphins in you. Like when I've never experienced the biggest high you can have, I'd be leaving this planet and it'd be dead forever.
Yeah, without
ever experiencing.
Yeah.
And it's the same with like threesomes and foursomes and all that. I think going back to the caveman days, you didn't just like, oh yeah, we're getting married.
Yeah.
Caveman days, like women would get for your attention. They never had like they'd shag anything.
Well, you know what? I often look back at like the Greek times, the Roman, when they're all in them hot baths.
Yeah.
And everybody's just naked, and you just fucking,
I don't care.
Back in them days, like small dicks were like seen as better things, weren't they? Like that's why all the statues of all like the Greek gods and that got small little dicks, because it was actually seen as like a bonus for the women. So like, but that I would love to be in them times of just
because they didn't care, did they? It's different. It's different ethics. It's like when people turn around and go like, these blokes sort of got 3 wives and stuff. I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
I'd be happy with having 2 or 3 wives.
Yeah.
But what it's only religion which says you can't.
Yeah.
You go to some countries, religion, you can have 10 wives, and it's accepted.
Yeah, I do think that it's like built into men.
Yeah.
I've had this argument with my missus quite a few times, like,
especially when you sat there with your girlfriend. Right. Listen to me. Let me put the knife down. Let me explain to you.
Have I told you the story about the lion? So yeah, I mean, you look at a lion in his pride, and he's got his harem of lionesses, right? Because I always say to my missus, I said, do you want me to be a lion or do you want me to be a penguin?
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I'd like to be big and strong. And I was like, well, it's a lion. A lion, he lives in a pride. He has a harem of lionesses.
Yeah.
Shags them all. Bit of incestuous going on as well in there. It's got to be in there, and all that. But he has multiple partners. Whereas a penguin, king penguin, empire penguin, they only have one.
Yeah, he works his bollocks off and comes back, and sometimes they're fucking dead.
Yeah, and then they stand in a line, and he has to walk all the way up and down the line until he's. I mean, how do you spot the right one?
Yeah. No, but that's what I mean. I think like I don't know.
Yeah.
I think as I'm getting older and older, I'm thinking I just want to do as much shit as I want.
Yeah, midlife crisis. All right.
No, not really. I think it's a revelation. People turn around and say midlife crisis. I think that is total bollocks. I think a woman invented that.
Yeah.
I think the woman invented the phrase midlife crisis. I think it should just be when a man reaches a certain age, he gets is it revelation? What's it called?
A revelation.
Yeah, revelation. Yeah. So when a man reaches a certain age, he gets a revelation. Is it revelation? Revelation. So when a man reaches a certain age, he gets a revelation. No. Renovation, he gets his house done.
Yeah, he has a brand new house.
Epiphany.
Epiphany.
When a man reaches a certain age, he gets an epiphany.
And he can't say his words properly because he's been wanking too much.
Yeah, I've been having too many threesomes. But the thing is, I think it switches. And then I think women don't like it.
Yeah.
Because the bloke would be like, okay, yeah, I just want to go and enjoy myself.
Yeah. Well, the most common age for women and men to divorce is in their 40s. And they reckon it's down to, they say midlife crisis.
But it's not. That's a woman. I reckon a woman's right.
But women, also, they're going for the hormonal change, aren't they? They're going through the menopause and all that kind of stuff.
That's why you get a woman who's, my missus is 18 years younger than me.
Yeah.
So
I always say to my missus, I'm going to trade you in for a newer model because you're getting to the point now where you're gonna start getting hormonal and have issues.
But as long as you trade them in for a younger model, and as long as that younger model can spot the signs of a heart attack, you're all right.
You're all right. That's why I got the defib.
Yeah.
Get the defib in.
So have you got one at your house?
Yeah. Just in
you
case.
Probably have, mate. But like that's what I mean. So like I don't think it's a midlife crisis. I think it's just an epiphany. I think a bloke gets to a certain age and thinks, fuck this shit. I've been working all my life. I've put up with relationships which some have worked, some haven't. You've worked your bollocks off. You might have been through a divorce. You've lost all your money again.
Or two.
Yeah, you've lost all your money again.
Yeah.
And I think some blokes get to a point and go, fuck this shit. I want the car.
Yeah.
I want that motorbike. I want to go and fucking have a threesome.
Yeah.
I want to fucking do drugs.
And when he does get it, he puts the Batman suit on and goes and climbs the house. what was it?
Yeah,
You know,
that's part of that's for his kids, though, isn't it?
no, he went on the Buckingham Palace, didn't he?
Yeah. But the thing is, I mean,
It's what it drives you to, doesn't it?
but the thing is, it's just, I don't know. I don't think it's a midlife crisis. I think that's what a woman's labelled it as, because it's easy for a woman to say, "Oh, he's on a midlife crisis," rather than them go, "He's had enough." Do you know what I mean?
He's had enough.
Do you know what I mean? He's had enough.
Yeah, he's had enough of this.
You know, he wants to go and fuck a babysitter. He wants
Or
to
he
go and
wants to
fuck
force
this.
her.
Yeah, he wants to force
He
him.
wants to live his lifelong dream. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not like, instead of a woman going, "Do you know what? Fucking, that bloke has fucking brought money into the house. He's got up at 5. He's got in at 12 at midnight.
Yeah.
He's worked his fucking bollocks off. He wants to fuck another woman. I'm in. I'm in. Let's fucking do this shit. Fucking come on. What else do you want? Right, I want it. Done. What else do you want? Yeah, you go and get that car you've always wanted." Do you know what I mean? Because what has a bloke after 40 got? What's he got left? If his missus isn't willing to like have threesomes or isn't willing to let him do, what has he got? He's got another 20 to 30 years of working his bollocks off. Women live longer. Fucking dying. Mrs. has the house. She gets to like 40, 50. She has a Shirley Valentine moment where she wants to live her life now
Yeah.
because she'd been stuck with a boring bastard because he wasn't allowed to do anything. She goes off, fucks someone in Africa, some fucking 30 or 20-year-old dude who's hung like a fucking Grand National.
Find him on the internet.
He fucking divorces her. So who wins? Some fucking dude with a big cock from fucking South Africa ends up with all your money and all your dreams,
Yeah.
and you've gone to your deathbed with nothing.
Yeah, that's one.
And
way.
all you wanted was a fucking threesome, things like that. So I think, no, you got to live your life.
That's one way of looking at it. Yeah, it's true.
So I answer first. So have you ever had a threesome? Apart from, have you ever had a threesome with 2 women?
Yes.
Good lad. You haven't, have you?
No.
We've answered this before. It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's
It's intense, isn't it? You've got a lot of work to do, haven't you?
This is what I was about to say to you. The problem is, like, men, they're good at doing one thing well. I think men are good at... You can't multitask, can we? You know, a woman, she's got the washing on, the ironing, she's doing this, cleaning. She's got everything going on in her head, does it all. Multitasking's brilliant. Bloke does one job well.
Yeah.
That's the same with me, you know. If I've got one set of tits, that's me. One set of tits playing with them. You know, give me another set. What the fuck am I doing here? Do you know what I mean?
That's different with me. I'm like...
Yeah.
My always
you're
biggest fear when I started having threesomes was like, you know, keeping it hard constantly because you are thinking about what you're going to do next. So I always like pop a Viagra. You can think all you want then. You can have like, fucking, you could be doing a bird doggy style. They could be 69 in.
Yeah.
You could be doing a bird doggy style, take it out, put it in their mouth. Fucking, you can do all. You can
Do what
all
you
that freak
want.
shit. Yeah, do what you want. Because then you're not worried about like trying to keep it hard. You know that little fucker's going to stay up.
Yeah.
And you know he's got round 2 in him as well. It ain't going down.
No, it ain't going down. Not with 2 of them. But the thing is, when I pulled, like, I was in this pub, right, and this is how it came about. Is I was in the pub and there was this really good-looking girl.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say really good-looking. Actually, I'm probably over-egging this a little bit. I'd probably say she was like a 6 or a 7. Right, so she was more than doable. And I was like, oh, yeah, she's nice. So I started going over talking to her. She's got this big, fat, horrible, ugly mate with her.
As they do.
And kind of felt sorry for her mate because I didn't have any mates like, you know, that were like trying to pull that night and all that kind of stuff. And I was just like, so I started talking to this girl and I could already tell like this girl, you know, when you can tell that she's been held back by this girl, you know. Oh, yeah, come on, you're staying at mine tonight. It's like, oh, hold on a minute, you know, you're trying to pull and it's not really.
Fat ones always try and say, nah.
Don't go home with him. He's just a fuck boy. He is.
Yeah.
And you're like.
But when you offer it to them as well.
Yeah. So I did this thing and I thought, I'm going to switch fire here. So I kind of like, and also sometimes women, like they want you more if they realise they can't have you.
Yeah.
So I was like, right, So I kind of deaf this girl a little bit, this mediocre, this real ugly one. And I was like, concentrated fire onto her.
On the fat one?
Yeah. And I was like, you are the hottest fucking thing I've ever seen. I said, really want you tonight. And then all of a sudden, it was changed. And it was her mate going, oh, I think we should go back, Pauline, to mine. And I don't, I think you're right about this bloke. And all this. And I was like, anyway, like, gift of the gab and all that. And I wooed them in. Got them in, managed to get them in.
Hotel room?
No, it was back to, I was living down south. It was back to down south. And I was like, but once you get there, the kind of like reality kicks in a little bit. And I was like, oh, I've got to do this fucking that thing. And, I've got this thing here. And they're like, what am I going to do? So at that point then, I kind of showed my hand a little bit early and I was like going for the fitter one.
Yeah.
And the fat one didn't like this and she was getting aggressive and she got like this kitchen knife. And she was like waving it around in the kitchen, and she was like, "You bastard! I knew what you were."
Straight up.
Yeah, and she was like she wasn't going to stab me, but she was just like getting really aggressive. and I was just like, "Whoa, just calm down." So like, it was like a bit of a game at this point. So I was like giving her a bit of a kiss. I was like, "I'm only joking." I says, "I really want you, but I feel real sorry for your mate. Like, what am I going to do with your mate?" "Oh, fuck her. She always gets the boys. Doesn't matter." Anyway, so drags me into the room and we start banging. But you at the time, you're like. Oh,
where's the mate? In the living room, son?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I said, I bet your mate's real fucking upset now. I said, because I'd started talking to her. So I played a bit of a mind game with her, and I was like, I think you should get her in. I said, and we'll all just be friends and just have. I said, I've never had a threesome.
Yeah.
I said, I'm a young guy. I said, I want one. I said, I really fancy you. I said, she's all right. Get her in. So anyway, she goes and gets her, and after this kind of like bit of a round table negotiation, we sort of come to some sort of agreement, and then it happened then, and it was like, but it wasn't perfect for me because they weren't two both stunners.
Yeah.
I had to play.
Were they playing with each other?
No, not really.
I mean, it's not really like.
No, and also like you're doing this fat girl, and it's like a bit off-putting, and then you got a half decent one.
Sometimes the fat ones are all right.
Yeah, no, there are because they don't know when the next one's coming from, so they're goers.
Yeah. So then, question: would you rather be a +1 in a couple threesome? So you join. So basically, would you join someone else, or would you have someone else join you and your missus? Well, obviously a woman, unless you're into that. I've only ever swung with women.
No, that's how it goes.
So okay, so would you want a bloke to join in? Would you rather join a couple? Let's say the bloke's not bisexual.
Yeah.
He just likes seeing his missus get power drilled.
Yeah.
So would you rather go and join another couple, or would you rather say that a woman join you and your missus?
Oh no, that's changed it a little bit, doesn't it? Have a woman come and join you, because that's like. Yeah.
Or would you rather just keep it completely separate? Go to hotel room. They good looking couple, blokes chappy enough. All right, mate. Yeah, come on out with doing my missus. Because you could probably be as filthy as you want. Because I don't know you, do you?
No.
You could probably do as filthy as you want. Yeah, see you later. Thanks for doing my missus. Like a kipper. See you later.
Like a kipper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or would you rather like a woman join you?
It's a tough one, I don't know. I think the other couple for me is kind of a bit more appealing. I know you're with a bloke, but you kind of like.
Yeah, bloke's right. He's not joining.
He's not joining.
He's not
You're
trying
kind
to
of adding that dynamic.
Yeah, he's not trying to like.
Yeah.
Safe sex as well.
And I think the fear is as well is if you bring another, whether it's a man or a woman, into like your marriage, do you then fuck that dynamic up by doing that? Do you then turn your missus into this MILF that wants it all, this nympho that wants it all the time, and she's like, I need another guy, I need another woman? Or if you have a woman, does she then turn around and say, oh, you had a woman, I want a man, and completely?
A lot of women
won't they?
Find the right one, no.
Yeah, so
I better be very fucking careful what I say here, but no, not a lot of them won't. Some women are just bisexual, and it puts them off.
Yeah.
Having another man.
So I don't know really with me. It's like I think the easiest route is just to go with for me, I think it's to go with a couple. I think.
Joining another couple.
I think the others has two complicated scenarios of what could happen and what.
Yeah, but what happens like if he misses at the time, likes it, and then she's
Wow.
like, "Yeah, I like this."
Yeah, I mean that's on to a winner then, isn't you?
Let's make this a regular thing.
Yeah, that's a bonus then.
Yeah, I mean they could just turn around and go, "I don't want another bloke, but I quite like this every once in a while."
Yeah. It got me thinking that one has now because.
You're thinking about the worst case scenario.
Yeah, well, I tend to do that. I do tend to think of the worst case. I've been bitten a few times with not thinking things through. So, yeah, no, I'll stick to going with the cup. I think it's just simple, stupid. Just
Okay, right, man. So, would you rather be a +1 in a couples threesome or have a threesome with your partner and bring in a third?
Bring in a third.
Would you?
Yeah. I wouldn't be bringing in a dude.
Bring in a woman.
Yeah.
Have some fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd bring in a third. I would.
Would you imagine that? Do you reckon you could handle it? Would you have to? Would you take Viagra or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to take Viagra when I'm not.
I've only ever took it once, but I tell you what,
Gives you a headache.
yeah, the headache the next morning.
I've got these one tablets which are
Unbelievable.
really cool. They're not Viagra, like little brown ones. You just take half.
Wow,
Good.
and it's like boom,
Yeah, I can give you one.
it's like fun time.
Yeah,
Yeah, give me one
I
of
can
them.
give you one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I put one in your drink. during
No,
the podcast.
no, I don't want it now.
If you sat there going, your table would be like,
Yeah.
oh,
Hey, come on, rock on.
H.
Yeah, H, look at this.
Finishes like, no, help us out, mate. Right now.
We've already worked out H ain't doing any of that.
So, would I rather be a +1 in a couples threesome or a threesome with your partner and bring in a third? See, I've
It's
always
easy for you.
no, but I've always brought in a third. I've always
So you want to try something
brought a
different?
woman.
You want to try something
Always,
different. you know?
always brought in a woman. I mean, I've had a lot of threesomes.
Here's your target.
I've been on swinger sites and everything. You just pick them up. I won't know in each ones, but proper profile and everything.
My mate went to a swingers thing, right?
I've never been to a club. Never been.
No,
to a
he
club.
went to a club and he told me about it, and it's like one of these. I had like images of like like the Blue Bloods, the aristocrats and all that with the foxes and the hounds. Nothing like that, but that's what I got. Like the Eyes Wide Shut sort of thing. But anyway, he's a good-looking guy, quite big, 6'4", and he was telling me this story, and he says, yeah, I'll go to these swingers clubs. He said, but I haven't got a missus. He says, I pick up a girl online who wants to do the same.
Yeah.
He said, we go to the club. He said, anyway, they rock up at this club. And he said, and generally like normal looking clubs. He said, but you go in. He said, and there's like booths everywhere, and like you have to. The women select you select them, and all that, and you chatting away, but everybody's butt naked or in like robes and things like that. But it's all very. He said, and then like you'll walk past one area, there'll be a couch there, and there'll just be people fucking all over it and all that, and there'll just be guys everywhere. Other guys stood back masturbating, and other women who looking from the side, like, oh, shall I try it, Ken, or not? I don't know whether, and all this kind of stuff. And my mate, he said he was there, and he was like, he was just like getting a bit of a feel for it. He said I was hungry. He said, so I went over to the buffet. He said, and I was eating away at the buffet. He says I was nibbling away. He said, and he said it was all finger food. He says, and then he looks up, he says, and he sees this big fat guy at the end, and he's picking up things and putting them down, and he's doing all that, and he's been wanking himself. And eventually, very quickly, he kind of realised that the whole buffet would be contaminated with like spunk and like all kinds of crazy shit all over it, probably shit and all sorts, right? So he was just like, he said he was like mid-bite of like a miniature sausage roll type thing, and he was like, fuck, this is shit. So he just kind of like spat, and he says it kind of put the whole thing off a little bit, but like, yeah. So my idea is like, if it's like that.
Yeah, I've never been to a swingers club. Hotel rooms, Premier
Inn, 70 quid a night, boom.
Against me, yeah. Anyway,
Tricks of the trade.
so Premier Inn's easy. Apart from the last one, screaming really loud.
Yeah.
Really loud, yeah.
I've been in hotels where I've heard people scream. I mean, I've never.
Probably fucking me.
Never
Imagine
done
that.
Probably.
Imagine, right, you knocking the door, go, excuse me, keep it down. You go, motherfucker. And you're trying to look in the door and we're going, all right, Dave, what do you want? I just need some sugar, Sean. What do you want, Dave?
Yeah, but you know what I do? I mean, I've never been in that position because I'm married, and like you know, don't get sex anyway, not even when we're in a Premier Inn.
No.
But the thing is, I sometimes have a little tug to that because it's a bit like a porno.
What, listening?
Yeah, it's a bit like a porno, isn't it? With the sound
as well.
effects. Do you, H?
I've
never wanked to someone else in the next room.
I'd need visual.
Yeah, you get that.
Visual. I've got eyesight. I've got visual. Rod, fire! 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 Reload! Right, so would I rather be a +1 in a couple's threesome or have a threesome with a partner? I don't know. I think I would try the couple just once. Because it's one thing I've never tried. I think I'd just try it just once.
Yeah.
Because you could just do whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't know any different, would they? Because
No.
they'd just think, he's a bit off key, or that's what we're into.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could just go there.
Oh, he's a bit kinky.
You could just go there, have a right fucking laugh,
Yeah.
and just go.
Yeah.
Once that door shuts, never happened. So I think, I think I'd be a +1. So, would you rather be a +1 in a couple's threesome or have a threesome with your partner and bring in a third?
Go with a couple.
Bring in a third.
I'd go with a couple. Till next time.